Welcome, everybody. This is Trevor Truck ASMR, and this game is called Unpacking, and I believe this is the 6th episode of this series. It looks like we're in a really fancy house at this point, so we're just gonna take some stuff out. Looks like we got a lot of shoes. Would we put shoes down here? It's a good question. I'm not even certain that I would put the umbrella right there. But let's take everything out, because I have a feeling some of these shoes will probably be more appropriate upstairs. The photo of the cats, yes, that should go on the wall. Let's just fill up the wall with some pictures. We have a few small trinkets here. Let's just set them up. Boots, shoes. I still remember some of these things from the previous levels, actually. Okay. Now, I don't think these shoes are going to remain in that area, but we will, of course, come back to them. Now we get to pack up. Put in some books in the shelves. We got video games, too. I think this is more like a DVD, but this could I could see this being a PS4 game or a Blu-ray. But let's put some books on the shelf. I'm starting to think those are Blu-rays. I don't think those are games. I haven't seen a video game cover that looks like two people getting married. I don't think marriage is a game, or at least they haven't released it yet. So yeah, these are definitely movies. Cool. That's good to know. Looks like a handheld system, and we also have Nintendo DS games. Gotta say, good tasting games, that's for sure. Let's try to put those up at the top. Game controller can go there. More DS games, more Blu-ray movies. Okay, this looks more like a GameCube game. So GameCube, this is a book. Blu-ray, we got, okay, board game. Nuclear Narwhals. Oh. A classic for sure. Got a little bit of flourishes to keep this place fresh. Picture, oh, I really like that one. The Soaring Eagle. A Nintendo Wii. Raise your hand if you still have one of these things. So it's interesting to note that we have a cane here. So I don't know if I've been paying enough attention to the overall story, but I wonder if perhaps there is a grandparent who has moved in with the current family. The pillow's down there, I'm pretty sure. Can we go outside? I guess not. Spray bottle. Okay, these things here, if they're coasters, I guess technically they could go on the table. Alright, let's set these controllers up top. Put some GameCube games down there. We got some more board games and stuff like that. Cool. This is a Wii game. I think that's a book. Lemon Wedge. More GameCube games. Can't go wrong with that. Gosh, I love the art style of this game. I really do appreciate it. It's so It's just so nostalgic, you know? This was actually a Wii game. We'll put this here. Okay, got a big blanket. We have more Blu-rays. Okay. So some of these things do not belong in here. I say let's try to get to those a little bit later. The kitchen is always where things get real. You know that you're truly in the game when you get to the kitchen. So, let's start unpacking these things. And you know, my channel, which first and foremost, thank you all for watching this channel. Watching all the crazy stuff I do, all the crazy games that I end up playing. I'm appreciative as always. I can't thank you enough. As we get closer and closer to 400 subscribers. Can you believe that? 400 subscribers? I'll tell you that growth on this channel has been slow. But at least the diagram has shown that things are going up overall. I think that's what matters the most. You all have been helping the channel to thrive and to grow, and for that, again, there's no words to express the deep gratitude that I have for each and every one of you watching these videos that I do. I truly am very thankful. It's become bigger than I could have ever imagined. And maybe 400 or so subs. Maybe that's not a lot, but to me, it is. It truly is. It's just truly remarkable. But having said that, you all know that on this channel, I think there's a lot of different games that I play with a lot of different variety. Sometimes I end up playing some scary games and try to make them into something relaxing as best that I can. I don't know if I always pull it off, but the games themselves are pretty cool, pretty interesting. I'm also well aware that sometimes I play, first-person shooters and games that are just a little bit more violent. Games that are not necessarily ASMR or prone to ASMR. So, sometimes it is nice to come to a game like this where all you gotta do is just unpack stuff, Putting these little magnets on the fridge. I love the little magnets. Sometimes it's nice to play a game where there is no violence, there is no brutality, And I'm not necessarily of the mindset that video games create violent people. I would never go that far. I think you can play a first-person shooter and not do the same in real life. I think it's ridiculous to make the assumption that games cause these problems in our world. But I do agree that sometimes, if there's not moderation, someone who plays these games can become a little bit desensitized. And I think that there are times where we just get too used to it. We just get too used to the violence. And sometimes I've even had to, like I could look at myself and I could see that I'm starting to become more desensitized. Even if it is just a video game, And I guess the reason why I've been thinking about this more often is because here in the United States, there's just been a lot of violence. A lot of violence. And you watch the news, and it just brings you down. It's depressing. I know that I have viewers from different countries, so I don't make assumptions that you know everything that's been going on in my country. But lately, there's just been a lot of tragedy within our borders, just a lot of tragedy. And it's sad. And the people are becoming despondent. And like, if you ask me, what's going on? What's going on? I can't say for sure. But I'll tell you this much. I think it would be a detriment if we keep ignoring mental health. It is not going to be good if we keep ignoring mental health. And I do think there's been a more concentrated effort to bring these problems to light and to not ignore them. Because so much of the violence that we see reported in the news, it stems from mental unwellness. It stems from, a lot of times, just seems like the inability to cope with life as it is. And ideally, we would want to sort these problems out before it becomes too late. Before action, irreversible action, is taken. I just think we live not only just here in America, but all over the world. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of loneliness, and we hear all the time that loneliness itself is like an epidemic. And the crazy thing is, you keep watching these podcasts, and you keep hearing things from the experts, and the experts, they know their stuff. That's clear. They know their studies, they know their data. That's great. But what is the solution? I don't think we hear about solutions quite enough. But we've got to figure something out, because we can't just keep suffering all these senseless losses of human life. And I'm sorry that this discussion has turned into something serious. All this while my stated goal is to try to make you relax, and here I am talking about all this stuff, but it's everywhere now, and it's harder and harder to ignore it. And I don't have the answer. You know, I don't have the solution. I can make guesses. You know, I can make a theory or two. But I don't have all the answers. But if there's one thing I can say, even despite all of this stuff, I think there are a few things that we shouldn't forget. Okay. We shouldn't forget that even as we see these tragedies happen, we really shouldn't forget that there are still good, kind, loving people who truly exist out there in the world. People who truly care. People who give a damn about the well-being of others. We cannot forget that they're out there, that they exist. That most people, the grand majority of people, are just trying to live. They don't have a violent manifesto. They just want happiness like everyone else. And I think if we forget that, I think if we lose sight of that, we might be tempted to just lose all faith in humanity in general. And me personally, sometimes I do really have a negative outlook, especially, you know, I work in a very public place. I encounter people every single day. No two people are the same. That much is true. Different backgrounds, different stories, different problems. Some people, they have attitudes. They're just angry at life. Nothing is going their way. Some people are kind. They respect your space. They respect your time. They respect you. But regardless of background, regardless of where you call home, regardless of creed, regardless of skin color, regardless of race or orientation, regardless of any of those factors, we have to remember at the end of the day that we're human. You know what? I've never shown my face, and right now I'm just a voice behind a video game. But I'm human. I have a soul. And I think we need we just need to remember that we're all just trying to live and get through this thing that we call life. And as many disagreements that we have, because trust me, there are a lot of disagreements, I think at least we should all be able to come together under the idea that we shouldn't have to live a life where when we go out in public, we have to wonder, am I gonna make it back home? You know, living in fear, that's the type of life that we don't want. And it's so unfortunate that it's turned into that. And we end up fearing each other. There are many times where I don't want to engage with people. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to deal with people because, again, I just, I get into that spiral of a very negative mindset, and I just assume that everyone somehow, some way, is out to get me. But if we all have that attitude, then nothing gets done. No progress is made. I know it can be really easy to lose hope. But we have to try to maintain some of it. Even the little things matter. Those little bits of kindness matter. And I think that's something that we shouldn't forget. And I tell you what, I don't care how dark the world gets. I don't want it to change my basic humanity. Just because other people surrender to that darkness, it doesn't mean that I have to. It doesn't mean that you have to either. You can rise above it. And I'm not talking about all of this because I'm some guru. I'm not a therapist. I'm not some sort of life coach. I'm just someone who, like everyone else, is trying to live a good, wholesome, meaning-filled life. The thing is, even despite the tragedies that happen, even despite the violence, we have to keep going. That's just all there is to it. We have to keep going. We can't stop living. I know this world is not the same as it used to be, especially here in the US. I remember a time where I was a kid, and I remember as bad and as heartbreaking and as tragic as 9/11 was. After everything that happened that day, you would not believe how united people were. You would not believe how neighbors and strangers and the entire nation came together. You would not believe it. You wouldn't think it was real. Now you compare back then to today, and it's just like a complete change. You know, we're not meant to agree on everything. I think that's impossible. But for crying out loud, if you want to change the world, and if you want to make the world a better place, it doesn't start with violence. It never starts with violence. And I don't know why that message isn't resonating anymore. It's so tragic. It's so tragic to see what's been going on. And again, this is ASMR content, and I'm not an expert on anything. I'm just an observer. And I'm sorry to bring all this stuff up. But it's real. It's the reality we live in right now. And I'm not saying it's good or fair or anything like that, but it is what it is. We can't hide from it. And I know it might be hard, but I think that confronting darkness with darkness, it's not going to get us anywhere. But you confront darkness with the light, with good things, with hope, with kindness, treating others with respect, regardless of where they come from. It's just basic stuff that you learn when you're a kid, right? It's the stuff that you learn in preschool. Everyone treated with love and respect. You don't have to like everyone. You can dislike people. But at the very least, you gotta just treat people with love and respect. That's it. It's not hard. It's not hard. Another thing is, if you have nothing nice to say, then just don't say it. Right? Can we do that? Is that a tough ask? I don't think it is. I mean, again, it's just the basic things that we should know by now. I wonder where I should put this. Sorry, I started thinking maybe I'll put that in there. You know, there's a lot of, it looks like I got some type of achievement. Put the tiger and pig side by side. Yeah, that kind of illustrates the point. If a tiger and a pig can have a dialogue and set aside their differences, have a real conversation, I don't see why we can't. Honestly. You know, there used to be a show called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I'm sure many of you know what it is. But it was a show where the host was a man named Fred Rogers. And he created content for children. Content that helped children to treat others with fairness and kindness and love at the end of the day. Love. And it was a great show. I think I was too young to appreciate it at the time, but I remember watching the show and it kept my attention for sure. I honestly think, and I'm not even joking, I think if people, regardless of age, I think if people watched this show, they would understand the importance of empathy and kindness. Unfortunately, Mr. Rogers, he's passed away. But the amazing thing is, the lessons that he left behind for all of us are still relevant to this day. I really wish he were still alive because I'd love to see or to hear what he would say. Because I think whatever message he might have, it'd be very relevant. You know? I do think for sure that Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood would be a better influence on children than whatever you find here on YouTube. You know, you take one look at something like Coco Melon. You know, I've watched videos that have analyzed Coco Melon. And there's this word that's cropped up. And the word is called slop. And you can just the context of the word slop really tells you all that you need to know. Stuff that's probably not great for developing brains. Of course, I personally believe that parents should be very, very responsible for what their kids consume. You know, the thing is, it is bad when uploaders create content that make it look like it's for children, and then they create, you know, some very twisted stuff with intellectual properties that are typically associated with children's shows. I think that's messed up. But at the same time, parents have a special responsibility to make sure that their kids are not falling into these very disturbing rabbit holes, you know? We have a lot of these little chiclets. We put them on the window. There we go. There's another one. I was trying to pay attention a little bit as I was speaking to the story of this game. It looks to me like, so we saw that cane, which sort of could be representative of the fact that there is a grandparent living with the family. And there's definitely evidence of the main character starting a family. And this house is so much bigger. Well, look at this. We got ourselves a huge closet. I hope we have plenty of hangers. You're gonna need hangers. Absolutely. That could go with the skirt. We'll put pants and skirts on the bottom. It's a little treasure chest. all sorts of different things in here. Got a hat. More hangers. Polka dot dress. Can I not hang that up? Guess I can't. I feel like I should be able to, but I don't. Maybe not. Unless that's more... I don't know. Strange. I can at least hang that one up. Just gonna try... I don't think I can hang that one. That's weird. How come I can't? I should be able to. Oh, that bothers me. I want to hang that one up. Pair of shorts. Hanger. I really wish that unpacking and moving into a house were this easy in real life. Oh man. Well, this one might actually be a longer episode because of how big this level actually is. It's crazy. Hang up some jeans. Skirt. Pretty big backpack. Alright, we're gonna have to start putting some of those down at the bottom. It's starting to come together. And look at all this drawer space that we have. I like it. Just get these on, put the socks down there. And we can even move these if we have to. Perfect. We're just blazing through this room. I can tell you for sure that unpacking in real life is definitely not this relaxing. And this is coming from someone who has moved quite a bit in life. From someone who used to live in like a bigger city and then moved to the country where I am right now. I don't regret the move. I'm not really, truth be told, I'm not really a big city type of person. I don't thrive in big cities. I like quiet. I like solitude. But just not always a huge fan of the cities. Just too much going on. And I have this thing where I get overstimulated. So, don't really want that to happen. Alright. Let's start to organize these things. Put all the different socks up here. Tell you what, that's actually a really good sock folding job. Wait, I think these are different. This must be underwear. I want to make sure that the socks are together. The underwear can go together. Here's some more socks. Reminds me of Christmas. Okay. I think that's it. I think the rest is like really compressed underwear. Just set them in there. Okay. Then we have the drawer for the bras. Okay, I think That's... Might have to use the second drawer. There we go. Alright. We have room for one more sock. Put this in there. That right there. Excellent. Okay. Some of this stuff will have to end up in these drawers here. I'll just... Whoops. Alright, put that there. Okay, I think that's looking pretty decent. Put that on top. These two things we'll just put up there. I don't know the best place to put this thing. What if we did this? I feel like that should be up on the top. This could be standing up there. The hat is actually an interesting conundrum. Wait, I have an idea. I knew it. I knew we were gonna need more space. Alright. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do with all this stuff? What do we do? Let's try that. Oh, look at that. Like clockwork. It's so perfect. Pretty filled up though. Set them side to side. We can actually fit some of the pants on top. That's interesting. Okay, cool. Obviously, this notebook can't be here. Okay, that leaves some odd ones out. Quite the conundrum we got going on. Well, we could stack them there. I don't know if this is the correct answer, though. Actually, this should probably go up. The notebook. Goes right there. Look at that. Brilliant. Okay, so got a toaster. Now we have some other things here, so I'm gonna set this right here for now. Coasters could probably go there, I guess. Could we set the blanket on the couch? This could go here. The cane could probably... I feel like there's a place to put the cane. Maybe up there for now. I feel like the sponges that aren't opened... Well, we could put them in there. That's fine. Okay. Alright. Now, who would have thought? There's actually a garage, but I don't think we're allowed to go in there yet. Okay. What are we lacking here? What are we missing here? This. Of course. Anti-Hero Season 2. Okay. Yep. Okay. I know what to do with the cane. Gonna go in there. The umbrellas are also gonna go in there. I wonder if we can just leave most of the shoes here. Is that an option? I think it could be. I don't know what we do with that. I'm gonna let that go for now. Okay. I think we can do this. I think this is actually acceptable. Then I'm going to take the boots. That's not where I wanted to go. Probably more like... No. I think the boots could go there. So that took us upstairs. Okay, we want to go downstairs. This here, just set that on top. What can we do with the plant? Probably this living room here. Yep. Set that over there. We can put some plants on there like so. I think that's acceptable. Actually, I prefer the table to not really have a lot of stuff on it. I actually think that's fine, the way that that looks. Then we just got the boot. Wow, this is a large level. Holy cow. No wonder I was missing so much. Wow, okay. Let's try to set some stuff up. Okay. A hot compress. That could probably go on the bed for now. Not entirely sure. We can put the speakers up there. In case we're in the mood for some music. And this notebook can go right there. It's pretty cool. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna work on this bathroom. For a while there, I didn't even know that it was here. But this right here. This is a really nice bathroom. Let's open these up just in case. A little cup. Put some of that stuff on there. Some makeup and creams and stuff like that. A lot of this small stuff actually a lot of it can go in there. There's some soap. We'll stack some stuff up down there. I'll flush the toilet because you're supposed to flush the toilet in every space. So I want to make sure I do my part to unlock that special achievement. We're just gonna make assumptions that this is like shampoo and conditioner. We'll set them right there. Boy, there's a lot. Tell you what, we'll stack them. If we can. There we go. Put the duck in the bathtub because, come on, that just makes the most sense. Towel, set it right there. Some of the bigger stuff we'll set down there. Sticks of deodorant can fit in the shelf. More towels. Alright. A big vial of vitamin D. When natural sunlight isn't enough. Just set a lot of this stuff down here. I feel like tissues should be on top of the sink right there. Yeah, just like that. Alright, trash can. Actually, put it near the toilet. The scale can go on the floor. What else do we got? More toilet paper. We'll put it in the basket. It's actually a great idea. The mat will go right there. We got a bucket for cleaning supplies, I suppose. Toilet brush. Is this like a sack of... It's a sack of charcoal, I guess, for, you know, bathrooms. Oh, the scrunchy thing. We'll hang that one up. I don't know exactly where we would put this, to be honest. I'm gonna set it there for now. Huge laundry basket. Oh, man. That's an interesting one. Guess we can put it right there. Maybe the trash bin over there. More toilet paper. Well, to be honest, you can never have enough. That's one thing the pandemic taught us. Alright. This over here. Some detergent. Some Tums. Guess that's like a lotion or something. That's a cleaner. Pesticides, of course. Gotta have pesticides for the bathroom. You never know when you're gonna see a cockroach. Do we have any more room for the towels? Is there another place where I could... I guess there's not a place where I could hang this up, per se. We can... There's another one. Hang on a minute. I just want to see something real quick. Okay, so... Noted. You can hang the big ones up. You can hang the small ones up. Just set those there. And finally, a laundry basket. Okay. So now we have reached the end game. I've been recording this episode for almost an hour now. I didn't realize this level was going to be so big, you know? Alright. I wonder why the bath mat... Oh, it goes in the bathtub. I'm sorry. Okay, so the computer needs to be up on the top. Much respect. I understand that. This thing... I swear I thought it would have gone into the pedestal. Okay. Can we create any extra room? It's weird to me that those two don't go together. Okay, so it's a little bit tight. The space is a little bit tight, I'm not gonna lie. It's not ideal. Where will we put the trash bin then? Oh, okay. Put those there. Yeah, I don't really know what to do with this one. Let's take that off. Because my assumption would be that this thing would roll out, and I don't know why it's not rolling out. The guitar at least can go there. Okay. It didn't like the coasters being there, so I have to assume the coasters need to go on the table. Right? These things have to go here. The globe, go there. The Wii is not supposed to be up there. Interesting. Okay. Where do we put the Wii then? Perhaps in here? Yep. Put that there. Okay. And the Wiimotes, put them on the table. Yes, there we go. Cool, cool, cool. This right here, I have to assume, probably... Okay, I understand now. We'll fold this up and we'll put this in the bathroom. Got it. This is like a little plant decoration. That's fine. That can go down there. So I think we're done with this room. Oh, that's cool. That's really nifty. Okay. Oh, interesting. You can put the computer down. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense to me. What are we supposed to do with this? I can't figure out what we're supposed to do with this. Like, literally, where does this go? This spray looks like it probably goes to the kitchen. Actually, I know where we can put this. We're gonna start with the spray. Up here. Definitely. What we're gonna do, we're gonna have to move some things around, though. Ah, dang. Okay. Put the smaller guy down there. There we go. Put the bigger guy. I can't... Okay. There we go. We can place this one over here. We'll move these down. And then we'll go back to kitchen. Because I know where we can take this one. Up here. Okay. This has proven to be a very difficult one. So that can go into the living room. I don't know where they want me to put that. Put the little egg thing, the egg timer in there. These towels apparently have to be moved. Where would you put something like this? Coffee can't be there. I would almost put something like that up top, right? Yep, exactly what they want. Okay. Cool. The toaster... Gotta move this stuff out. Because I think what they're trying to say is they want that to be in there and the toaster in there. Then the salt, the sugar. That's really not supposed to be there, huh? Okay. Okay. We did it. Oh, except for the whale. Where do we put the whale? Down there. Alright, and then that just leaves the laundry basket, which is really confusing to me. I don't know. Perhaps... No. Not sure what they want with this laundry basket. I feel like... Really, they don't want it to be there. Oh, okay, I worked very hard. It was supposed to go here the whole time. Okay. Alright, everyone, well, listen. It's been fun, but my gosh, this episode has been so long. I've been recording for over an hour, and I cannot for the life of me figure out where this thing goes. If anyone knows where this is supposed to go, just let me know in the comments. I don't know if I can save in the middle of it, so I might just, explore a little bit. Anyway, thank you all for watching this episode, and I'll see you in another episode. Goodbye for now. Well, actually, everybody, just a little update. I won't make this too long. Apparently this was actually the last level, because now they're rolling the credits. So, yeah, this is just a little bit of an addendum. Unpacking is a great game. It's a nice way to unwind, and it was perfect for ASMR. Anyway, I just thought that I would let you know that, yeah, the game is done. I had to look up what that last item was, because I could not identify it. And apparently it's trash bags, like the black contractor trash bags. So, yeah. But I had to look it up. Anyway, that's all I want to say for now. Thank you, everybody, for watching this series. And I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.